are going.
All right. So, like, what's your question?
Oh gosh, so where do we want to begin? So yeah, what's life like for you these days in COVID and with school?
Honestly, it's just quite boring, dude. Like, like I hang out with like friends like in a small circle. I don't go to like big gatherings. So I mean, there's that. But like, yeah, it's pretty boring, dude. Honestly, compared to like what I want to do and like what I'd love to do, it just like, wow, it feels like really trapped, you know?
Hmm. Hmm. Do you get to see your friends much ever?
Yeah, like mostly on weekends if we hang out and stuff. But that's about it, you know?
Yeah. Are you a streamer? Because you got that nice mic, you got a nice setup.
No, I'm just a dude who likes playing games and yelling at people in good quality, you know?
You got the nice lights around your room.
Yeah, for real. You know, I gotta have the good setup to yell at people when I die, you
Yeah,
know? Right,
exactly. Yeah,
never
that's
mind.
good. You have to look good when you're dead. Yeah, I feel you. I do. How about your parents? What's like where do you come from? Like what's your background?
I come from like immigrant. My mom's an immigrant, so like, but like, I don't. It doesn't really affect me. Like, honestly, I'm not really like affected by anything like that. So, I mean, that's about it, really. It's not really
Immigrant from where?
South America.
Okay. Do you ever like talk to her about that, or did you think that it affects her life a lot, like being?
I think, yeah, it definitely affects her. Like, because okay, I don't want to say like America's a bad place, but like, it's definitely like some tensions and like she faces issues, and I think that's really messed up. I'm like, dude, come on, like, what's the point?
Do you
And
mean
I
like
feel bad.
racism? Do you mean like
Yeah,
racism or like money or both?
like racism, basically. Yeah, and I feel bad. I'm like, what the heck? What's the point of that? And like, but I don't get affected that much, and I don't let things affect me that much. But it definitely gets to her, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? It's messed up.
Like how so? Is there a story about that?
Yeah, like this like woman would like yell at her at her work because like because my mom has like an accent, and like this woman was like yelling at her and like getting pissed off at her because she had an accent and stuff. I was like, what, dude? Just like if you don't understand her, like get someone else or like just don't be a dick about it. Like, what's the
People,
point?
there are so many people, I think that like if they see that you don't have white skin and you have an accent, that they immediately think that you're stealing jobs from people who deserve to have them in this country.
That's definitely right. That's definitely right. And it's like they live here too. Like I don't see what the issue is. It's not like my mom didn't come here illegally or anything. So like, I mean, even if you did, like, I don't know, just too harsh on people, bro. Just
Yeah.
too
Is
hard.
is the situation the same with your dad?
No, he's like me. He has tough skin, and we don't let really things affect us. And yeah, I mean, he's faced stuff, but he has tougher skin than I do. So
Hmm.
he passed that on to me.
Yeah, it's interesting too, like being a guy in this world, like vulnerability is viewed as a weakness.
Oh yeah, for sure. A lot of times, yeah.
But like so much of vulnerability is also confronting how you feel about stuff. Like whereas having a hard skin, like immediately you may not be affected, but it's like putting pennies in the piggy bank, and then once the pennies fill up, you,
Oh yeah, for sure.
like it's tough. It's tough.
It is, but like I don't know, you gotta grow used to it. I mean, sometimes there's benefits, there's not benefits to like having that kind of tough skin. Like, yeah.
Hmm.
So,
If you
so
had a
far.
if you had a superpower, what do you think it would be?
It'd probably be I'd say teleportation or invisibility, one of those two. Something that like
Interesting.
let me like travel. I mean, invisibility would probably let me travel for free. Teleportation would just let me travel.
Is
So
that
probably,
like are those like superpowers that you would like to have, or you think that are compatible with your personality?
I think that's both. I think they're really compatible with my
Cool.
personality and what I want. So like, because like my personal dream would be like I'd love to travel the world for like the rest of my life. Just like never live in one place. Like I kind of want to be a nomad, low key. I know it's like a wild dream, but like that's what I would love to do. But like, dude, so much money, bro. Gosh.
Yeah, and how do you make that much money so that you can like stay on the road, and like maybe you could be a writer or a streamer maybe. That would be pretty cool to
Like
stream in your RV every.
like in a truck or something, dude. Like honestly, I would like couch surf, dude. I would like couch surf at random people's houses and like make friends. You know, it just sounds so fun and unsafe. I know, but like You gotta live life sometimes. You definitely gotta live life sometimes.
Interesting. I don't think. I mean, well, I guess it depends because I am a white guy who could come off as threatening to some people. So I get
Okay.
a lot of privileges, right? But like for other people who are minority, like yeah, I can understand. Is that what you mean by it wouldn't be safe sometimes? Like
I mean, yeah, I mean, definitely, it definitely, like, I mean, obviously, as me, like, I wouldn't be as risk to like doing that if I was like, let's say, like a girl or something,
totally.
like, and it's completely different, like, and it's just like my life is completely different than what someone else's life would be like, just based on that, like, just even based on gender, like something. So, like, yeah, I mean, like, definitely get privileges based on what gender you are that aren't like you can't control. It's like out of your hands. Like as a man, I'm definitely gonna feel safer walking home alone than if I was not. Like
Yeah.
that sucks. That's just how it is. Like it's just a terrible thing. But
Yeah, it does suck. Are you like from like a bigger city or are you from kind of small town?
um, I wouldn't say I'm like a small town. Like somewhere like in North. Like I've been to North Carolina. I've seen like a small city. Like I'm not somewhere from there, but I'm also not like from like a big city like New York or Chicago. It's just like I'm in a neighborhood, like a normal neighborhood. So
Cool. Interesting. What do you think? How do you think like your experience of life is different from a lot of other people?
well, because my dad was raised in a big city and I was born in a big city, but I actually never lived there. So I guess I would say, as my dad would sometimes joke around, I live like a softer life, obviously, because I never had like those kind of issues. I was never like, I never had any like hardships or anything meeting people. It was just like upper middle class neighborhood. Like I don't face hardships other people face. And that's just like, I take that into account when I think about stuff. Cause I can always say, oh, my life's bad and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I live better than most. Like, so I can't take things for granted.
Yeah. Very cool. Interesting. So people on here, I have a bunch of pre-written questions. There are 48 of them, but I only ask three.
Okay.
And more if you would like, but I usually just ask three.
All right.
But you seem like a cool guy who's like pretty open. So
Yeah.
who knows? We'll see what happens. But so type in three numbers between 1 and 48, and I'll give you the corresponding questions.
All right. All right. And then we'll do that. Sure.
Okay, I was gonna say I think the past like four interviews, people have chosen number seven, and I was like, if seven is chosen again, common number picked. It's crazy. Number 8. Oh, this is deep.
Oh.
Let's see what you say.
Okay.
What does it mean to be human?
What does it mean to be human? That's such a hard question. What the heck?
Yep.
Because like everyone lives life differently, but they're all still human. I guess like I mean to be honest, I guess being human would just be to live life like just in general. I mean, but like animals live life, so like that's difficult to say. I don't know. I mean, what do you think? What do you think? And I can like bounce off the
I'm
idea.
thinking about it. Yeah, I'm thinking we can kind of bounce ideas off of each other and kind of refine our thoughts. I think a lot of it has to do, so right. I think you bring up a good point. What's the difference between living life like like a gorilla versus a human? And I think a lot of it has to do with like awareness of what's happening. So like maybe awareness of how we feel, maybe.
Yeah, 'cause I think it's like living life versus like living life to the fullest. Like I guess like if you're an animal,
Yeah.
you're living life, but like if you're a human, you're trying to live life to the fullest and like make those filled with experiences you enjoy.
That's yeah. I think like animals, non-humans really like to find and live comfortably, whereas like to live a human life, it's like to push the edge, to like grow in uncomfortable ways to like become the best you can be. That's what it means to like live life to the fullest, right? Like risk, fail, feel, and then move on.
'Cause, yeah, I've like never seen like animals like jump off like cliffs into water just for fun. Like, I mean, maybe there is videos of it, but who knows? I've never seen that. Like, but, but I'm a very. I mean, I guess my opinion might be biased because I always think about living life to the fullest. So like, a lot of my thoughts are just clouded by that. So I guess maybe there is more to being human. Maybe it's like the emotion aspects, or but like I don't know.
So
It's
like
hard to tell.
living life to the fullest for you, like what does that mean? Could you refine that?
Huh. Okay, I think at the end of the day, I wouldn't know if I'm living life to the fullest until I'm on my deathbed. Like I feel like the day I know I live my life to the fullest is the day I'm about to die, and I go, I kind of liked my life. Like I don't have regrets. But like,
Or you're like, oh fuck.
oh fuck. Well, at least I won't remember my regrets. I guess living life to the fullest would probably be like doing anything that you enjoy, like every moment possible. Like trying not to live with life with regrets and more just like going out. Like personally, like for me, it'd be like making new social like friendships, traveling the world, and just like exploring because like there's so much to do, relatively so little time. There's no point like for me, it's like there's no point like faking like friendships or faking anything really. Like just such a waste of effort.
Mm, mm.
So
Do you find that there are a lot of people in life that more people are fake or honest?
I think that's really hard to tell. I think it's a good mix of both because like, but I think if we look at the fake, there's like people who are fake to benefit themselves and people who are fake to benefit others. And I don't really like being fake either way. Like, I don't know. I guess that's sometimes rude, sometimes good, but like for me, just being fake is such a waste of effort. Like, I'm not going to pretend to be your friend if you're not my friend. Like, why am I going to do that? Like, if I genuinely dislike you, I'm just going to say I dislike you. Like, but I'm going to have a good reason to dislike you. But at the end of the day, I think there are more people who are fake because there are a lot more situations where you have to be fake.
Interesting. Yeah, because society almost demands fakeness.
Yeah, like I say I'm an very open person, but like if I was at a job, I would definitely suck up to my boss. Like
Totally.
I'm not gonna say anything bad about my boss because like
Yeah, so maybe like as we get older, we're like pushed more and more to put on a face to be fake.
because you have a lot more consequences for being real. I mean,
Yeah, and way more responsibilities, way more consequences. So it's like, how do you grow up and still be an aware human being, you know, while also being responsible, but not kowtowing. I don't know if that's a word. Not like not kissing authority's ass all the time. You know?
yeah, I think you have to find a good balance and like know when you have to be fake and like know when not to be. Like you have to just jump at the chances where you can finally be yourself and like
Yeah.
you just have to find those opportunities. But like if you can go too far either side, you can be fake completely and be sad and be like a complete asshole and always be rude and then or maybe not an asshole, but like be completely real all the time and then mess up your life. So it's like gotta find that balance.
Killer, dude. That was great. That was really good. That's helpful to me. That's helpful. Okay, number 36. All right, here's another deep one.
All right.
Who are you?
Who am I? I would say I'm like me, but like not entirely. Like I could say, oh, I'm just my memories, my emotions, but there are like gonna be other pieces of other people on me. Because at the end of the day, you can't live. It's impossible to live life without being affected by others. Like you're going to be affected by others. So I guess I would say me. Like I'm me with parts of anyone that's impacted my life, like good and bad. Because like at the end of the day, that's what's gonna happen. So who are you?
Yeah, I think so. So there are So there are a few ways to answer this, and I think there's like the theoretical one, which is kind of where you were going, and I agree with it. Like I think that we are like I you know like I'm present with you right now, and to me like that presence, that kind of just being there for a person is what people are, right? And who I am is like all the habits that I've developed from traumas that I've had in the past and from people that have influenced me in the past. But who I am now, like, that's theoretical. who am I? Um, I think I'm a person who is learning to confront his fears about life. I think I'm a person who in the past um, has made choices based off of fear, um, and haven't lived in the moment as much as I could have. You know, I've been smart and safe, and I'm tired of it. Yeah,
Oh,
that's who I am. Yeah.
well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I see that. I see that. But like, I mean, I guess you could say, I would say you're still young. Like, I mean, you're talking to me, and I'm obviously like younger than you, but you're still like young relative to like life. So you still have like a lot of time to like do a lot of things. Like, you could be like 50 and you still have years to do stuff. Like, I mean, yeah, you could have started like it's like that tree analogy, whatever. Like, the best time to start plant a tree was like 20 years ago. The next
Yeah.
best time is now. Like, I
Yeah.
think you
It's
still keep
it's
doing things.
it's interesting because like I don't I guess I don't regret what I've done because I I think that I've there have been things in the recent past that have helped me to get where I am today, and I'm starting to love myself, which is awesome.
That's
And
great to hear.
I mean, it's been a long journey, and so I am really happy with who I am and what I've been doing, and and so it's not all of this is not to say that like I pity myself or I'm sad. I think I'm sad. There are days where I'm sad,
That's totally understandable.
but before I used to sweep that under the rug, and these days I'm more likely to just be like, okay, I'm sad. It's okay. I'm a
Yeah,
fucking human being. I'm a fucking human, you know?
definitely.
So what about you? Like, kind of, for you, like, who are you in that respect? Like, what are the things that you think you're confronting?
I'm definitely probably confronting like my own like bad habits that I think are genuinely good. Because like you, I generally sweep things under the rug because I'm like, there's no, I don't like saying stuff like what there's for me. I never saw a point in like saying like emotions and stuff if I can just handle it. But there are times where I'm like, can I actually really handle this?
Mm.
And it's like it's really difficult because I think I can, and then sometimes my like I have myself saying not really. So I think I'm just confronting like my own like what's the word? What's the word?
Maybe,
Where you, like,
maybe like right now you're processing your limits of control.
I can definitely see like yeah like I guess challenging what I think I could handle versus what I can actually handle.
Uh,
But
Could I
yeah,
could I ask you could I ask you like more specifically like where is that line? Like what do you think is it's what do you find difficult to handle and where's that line?
like I don't know, like I could be like completely fine like a whole day, and then I'd be like just thinking, I'd be like, "Fuck, dude, this is actually kind of hard." Like I don't know, so it just hits you like out of nowhere, and it's like, what the hell? And then sometimes I'm like, I'll just sleep it off. I'll be good the next day. But like I know at the end of the day, if I probably like were to like spill it all out, at the end of the day, it'd probably be helpful. I'd probably hate every minute of it, but it'd be like I'd clear my body, and not clear, but like I just get it out of there.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You've kind of let it go and yeah. For me, at least in a concrete way, it's relationships. Relationships are tough.
Oh, definitely.
Been harder, For you specifically, like what do you think it is?
Um, I mean, I guess sometimes it's relationships, but like I've never had like an actual girlfriend, so like I can't really say that because I'm just like too actually scared to get into a relationship. So I guess it's in that it's partly like I argue with myself, yo, I want to get in a relationship, or yo, it's just gonna fucking end in heartbreak. Um, at the end, I also like sometimes I like just feel trapped. I feel like I can't do anything, and like I just feel like helpless. Like I feel like so stuck here. Like I would just like love to like I don't know like go backpacking like every week, go hiking, camping, whatever. And I just feel so trapped sometimes, and sometimes it gets me. Like I'm like, God, dude, I could be living life right now. I I could be actually having fun, but chilling here on Omegle. I kid.
Totally. Totally. Yeah. And that goes along with your superpower, right, of teleportation.
Yes, definitely. And you couldn't tell. I travel just like on my mind, like all the time, bro. That's just really what it is. Like, what? Okay, what about you? Actually, I'm curious. Like, what is like what something that's always on your mind, or I guess like
Great question.
you're working towards, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I mean, so I turned 30 just a few weeks ago. Just like, yeah, like 9 days ago.
Happy late birthday.
Thanks, man. And so I mean, I have been asking myself this question a lot. Like, what do I really like to do? Really, what could I do every day and get paid for? Like, because like when you're talking about, I would love to travel every day, like all over the place, and get paid for it. And like, how do I make that happen?
When I was dude.
I think for me, what my process has been is constantly asking myself, am I really doing what I really like to do? And so, where I am in that whole process, so I'm a professional actor,
Mhm.
acting for the last, since I've been gone out of college. I've been acting for 8 years. I don't really like acting. I mean, I like it, but I don't love it. Um, but what I do love, I love listening to people's stories,
I love that. That's so enjoyable.
and I love helping people and trying to make people, help, trying to encourage people to come together. And so, really, where I am in life right now, what I'm aiming to do is to make this channel something that I can make money from, while also sharing people's stories so that other people can learn from shit.
That's definitely good. Like, so like a YouTube, like, are you thinking of doing like a podcast type thing, or like?
I'm thinking about doing exactly what I'm doing with you right now. I'm thinking about literally people listening to this and thinking, "Oh my gosh, like that's true. Like, what do I like to do? Why don't I just try that and see how long I can do that? And okay, can I make money from it? How can I make money? Like, literally, this is what this. If I do this for 20 years, I hope I make money from it."
I applaud you. I wish you the best of luck, dude. I definitely wish you the
Yeah,
best of luck.
me too. I wish myself, so that's, I mean, that's where it sounds like a cop out answer, but I feel like I'm actually on a path. Um, you know,
No, that's great to hear. That's ever great to hear.
I don't know if it'll work. Who knows? I think like if people are listening to this right now and their mind is like, huh, then maybe it has changed something.
Dude, life is full of possibilities. Like, you just gotta try stuff. Like, at the end of the day, you'll never know how it results if you don't try it. And I think that's what you're doing. And I think that's really good. It's
Exactly.
really cool.
Yeah, dude. Thank you. Thank you for asking me the question. That's you know. All right. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Number 47, the last one, dude.
Yes, sir.
What is the most intense love you've ever felt? And share a story about it.
I thought I was like the worst person to ask this, honestly. Um, Honestly, it probably just had to do with my parents, I guess, because like definitely my mom. I mean, I don't really have a story about it. Um, I guess I don't want to say it faded, but it's kind of changed over time. So definitely, if I had to say it more intense, it would have been when I was younger. And I mean, I guess I really plays into that idea. Can like love fade? I don't think I'll ever like stop loving my parents, but like I guess it's like a different type of love than romantic love. So like it's a different type of idea. And yeah, honestly, I don't have an answer for that one. What about you? I think you might have an answer.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I would say the most intense love I've ever had was a while ago. It was over a decade ago, and really the only person that I've ever really loved, I would say. Um, and yeah, dude. I mean, well, share a story about it. I mean, we had an awful breakup. We had an awful breakup,
Oh,
And
yikes.
yeah, it sucked. I mean, and and I think that it taught me. I think that I have taken being vulnerable for granted, and sharing emotions is really important, to be able sharing emotions, but and also communicating, um, communicating openly with your partner is just like is the bedrock of it, and
Definitely. I
yeah.
always like try to tell people to communicate, like with friends, family, partners. Like communication at the end of the day is going to help. Like you can't read someone's mind, and you can change someone's mind, but you can't change certain parts of someone. So I think at the end of the day, you can try to talk to someone, and if that doesn't work out, then like you try. Like you have to communicate. I think that's like yeah. So like, has that affected you? Like that breakup, or like how has it
Oh
affected you?
yeah, yeah, it absolutely is. Like I feel like the first relationship, my experience has been that the first relationship you have is kind of a bar that's set in your mind. Even though I don't think that that is a helpful way to think about it. I think the best way to think about it is that each person that comes to you, um, is you see a part of yourself in the person, and you learn to deal with parts of yourself through that person.
Definitely.
Does that make sense?
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I think like for her, uh, did I learned that empathy and caring is like the thing that I'm looking for in a partner. Because it's something that I love about myself, and yeah. So yeah, and in that way, I think it's really helpful to find people, friends, or a partner that lifts you up, that makes you feel like you want to be a better person.
I think that's really good. I think if you want to like, if you want a trait of yourself in your partner, I think that means it's a really good trait of yours. So like, I think that's really good to hear. And yeah, and your bar thing, yeah, I don't know. I don't think you should go into like relationships like comparing it, because then you'll never like
Right.
see them as like a different person, because they're a completely different person, like different feelings, different everything. So like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know though. Relationships sound so scary, dude. Like I know it's healthy, but like I don't know, dude. I'm just not looking for one.
What are some of your like? What are some things that you're scared of? Are you scared of much? You think?
Okay, I think in like small ideas, I'm probably scared of my own death, not because of me dying, because how it'll affect other people. Like if I die, I'm dead. Like what okay, like what am I gonna say? I'm dead. But like I feel like it'll affect other people. Like not to sound like egotistical, I guess, but like
Oh,
my parents like really hard, and I don't want that. So like, and sometimes that leads to the idea like if no one could care about me, like no one knew I existed, would I take that offer? Like maybe actually, because then I wouldn't have to worry. But like I think at the end of the day, my biggest fear would probably be not living life to the fullest. Like definitely, that's probably it. Like, I mean, I guess that encompasses everything. But yeah, that like if I'm scared, like I'm going to like die and just be like and instead of saying I loved how I lived my life, I'll be like, damn, I wish I did more. Like,
mm-hmm. Yeah. And when you're saying like, this sounds egotistical. I don't think it does. I think there are people don't realize a lot of people don't realize just the extent to which your life has influenced people. I mean,
def-
like you said, like who am I? Like I am the person, but like a lot of people have contributed to me, and like you've done that. You've done that with people.
and I think that's why like I really support, like I don't like taking mental health as like a joke, because like I think that you can say you don't affect people. I think that you really do, and like that's why I made a personal promise not to like do anything to myself, no matter how like hard it gets. I'll like stay alive, but like yeah, at the end of the day, you impact a lot of people, and more times, oftentimes not in a good way. Like I just like it's a lot to think about.
Have you ever felt like have you ever felt like you wanted to take your own life ever?
I wouldn't say that because I've always like, ever since I've ever even like thought of that idea, I mostly just put it like in my brain. Like, don't even think about it, dude. Like, you're not going to do it. Just don't even think about it, and that's why. So like, no matter how like hard stuff gets, I've already decided like never going to do that. Like, it's just a personal like promise, I guess, with myself because I know it'll just end up hurting more people and like really not solve anything except what I could solve if I like just I could solve it eventually. Like if I'm actually like feeling like that, I can definitely reach out to help or something. And there are resources like, okay, I'm just getting into like mental health talk,
No, that's okay. That's good. That's great. It's great. Maybe people are listening and thinking, I feel the same way.
Yeah, I think definitely that's good to hear. Dude, what time is it for you?
Yeah, no, it's so before we get going, do you have any thoughts or any last thoughts that you'd like to share?
Um, I guess at the end of the day, just like live life to the fullest. I mean, it's like at the end of the day, it's your life and no one else's life. So you should live life how you want and like just live life to the fullest, what you think is the fullest, not what anyone else thinks. And that's really about it. Do you have any thoughts?
I mean, if you want to hear my thoughts, check out all my other videos.
I will. I definitely will.
This was your time, and thank you for asking me. I think it's a testament to, how curious you are that you're asking and how considerate. It's pretty cool. It's rare.
I think it's a lot in a lot of people. It just sometimes you meet other people and that clouds the idea of like who's actually good. But yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, yeah, take it. Take it. So for these videos, I use a name and also the state that you're from. So what code name or first name would you like to use?
Yeah, my name is Nick.
Nick.
Yeah, Florida.
Florida? Me too, dude.
Hey.
Love it. Sarasota for me. All right. I'll see you later. Thanks so much. And make sure to subscribe too so you can see.
I definitely will. Good luck, dude.
See you. Bye.